Welcome to Real Talk Wrestling. Welcome to the show that's going to try to make sense of what I just watched. And it's fresh in my mind because I just watched it. I just watched AEW Dynamite from, what's the day? August 16th, 2023. What?
Did you make it through the whole thing?
Yeah, I watched everything.
Most of it? Okay.
I watched it. No, you know what? I didn't watch DMD and the Bunny. I cannot believe that main evented.
That didn't main event.
On my TV, it main evented. What are you talking about? On
That
my
was
TV,
nothing.
that was the last match on my TV.
No, it was Young Bucks and the Guns.
I didn't watch that. I didn't watch it.
That was the main event.
As soon as, okay, then I'll watch that afterwards.
Maybe your DVR cut it off or something.
No. I watched it on demand, and once DMD and your homegirl Bunny wrestled, like X-Pac Caliber guy was like, "Hey, and this is what we're gonna have, a Fatal 4-Way match," and like they were like doing a celebration. So I'm like, "All right, show's over." Plus, I had to get on here anyway, so I missed it. I'm assuming that match was fine.
That was good. It was a good match.
I'm assuming that. But before we go any further, make sure you follow us on X, Twitter, Josh Kimmel OUS, RTW Chris as well. We come to you live every single Thursday night, or Thursdays, 7:30. That's the time change, 7:30, because it's football season, and we like football, especially when Thursday nights come around, and we're gonna have these 8:20 games. But we have this CM Punk drama. We have All In card kind of coming together, and we have this disaster of a Dynamite. I don't know what to talk. I don't know what to say because nothing makes sense.
Yeah, that was a very strange episode, to say the least.
What? Like, someone explain to me
why we're going first. We're going to AEW for last night.
I just need to know because it's fresh in my mind. Someone explain to me. There's 3 segments that just blew my mind that are like so bad and so poorly done. But then there was one segment that was done beautiful. It was done magnificent. It was one of the best productions they've put on in a while. The MJF Adam Cole thing.
Yep.
Their whole promo where you saw him get intense and you saw him get angry and then you saw him still become friends. Like everything worked. That was almost maybe because everything was so bad, but that seemed like a 10 out of 10 segment. If Dave Meltzer rated promos, he would give it 10 stars because it was that good. I loved it.
10 stars.
10 stars. Yeah, 10 stars.
Yeah, it was really good. It's like definitely by far the best story going on right now. Definitely the best story. One of the only stories going into All In, right?
Yeah. There's the Jericho story, which I don't care about. Then there's the Adam Cole MJF story, which I do care about. And Jungle Boy, does he have a match? I don't know. I don't know, man. I'm not too happy about All In. I think the card sucks. And I think it's because the show sucks. And I think everything about AEW right now sucks. There's only MJF and Cole. That's all they have. Christian. They have Christian. Christian's great. But let's just get into this nonsense. What's the point? What was the Texas Death Match for? Why did it happen? Why did Jeff Hardy come out? And then instead of going to the ring waiting for Jeff Jarrett, he's like, you know what? I'm just going to keep walking.
I was wondering the same thing. I'm like, this is one of those times when you have to suspend your beliefs in wrestling logic, and I'm like, where is he going? Why would he not wait in the ring? And then he gets to the back and you see the decorations. It's like, obviously this is where this match is starting. But like, how did he know that? How did he know to go back there and just bypass the ring? What's happening right now? It was in that moment I said, we're in for a wild ride. I don't know what's about to happen, but we're in for a wild ride right now.
Who do you think put that match together?
I have no idea, but I hope they don't put any more matches together. Like, that match was weird because it was labeled as Jeff Hardy versus Jeff Jarrett, but it was, in reality, it felt more like Jeff Hardy's crew versus Jeff Jarrett's crew with the stipulation that only the two of them can be pinned. That's more what it felt like. It was a stable match. It was not a one-on-one singles match at all.
From the start. Yes,
from the very start.
Not even like, oh, Jeff's about to win and then sat. No, from the the first bell, ding ding ding. You see Karen Jarrett out there with the damn whatever she has.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. I just don't understand who that match was for. I think I know who put this match together.
Who?
I think
Who
Matt
would have
Hardy
done
and
this?
I think Matt and Jeff. If you follow their career, they always do goofy stuff like this, the delete stuff. I listen to Matt Hardy's podcast every week. He always talks about how he likes this kind of stuff in wrestling because he thinks there's a spot for it. That's why he came up with his delete character. That's why Brother Nero was a character. That's why the transformations. He loves this hokey bullshit. He does. And I think this is a straight up Hardy production. Some people, like me, I didn't see Dynamite last night. I didn't watch it, but I saw the Texas Chainsaw guy. I saw a couple screenshots. I saw Jeff Jarrett bloody as hell, like with the belt. And hear me out. I could not wait to get off work to watch the match to see what was going on. And there's
So
gonna be
sad.
there's gonna be a lot of people that do that. Like, oh, we gotta watch this. This is ridiculous. I think that's what they were going for. They were going
Yeah.
for this is so stupid that it's gonna get people to come over and watch. That's what happened with the Ultimate Deletion.
But it's so bad. Yeah, it'll get you to watch, but then you might say, okay, now I know I'm not missing out on anything and tune right back out.
I
Right.
agree.
It was, and I know like you're not a real big fan of street fights. I have been a fan of some of them that they've put on, like the backstage, whatever stuff. But this one, I couldn't get behind it. The whole time I was just like, what am I watching? And then when they had Leatherface come out, I'm like, this looks like it's Halloween Horror Nights now, where he's coming out with the chainsaw. And I think they had the chainsaw sound over the speakers. I'm like, well, that makes
Over
it super unbelievable.
the speakers.
Was it gonna-
Over the speakers.
yes. So how, like, what's the logic behind that? Why are we hearing? Is there a microphone attached to it that we don't see?
Why did he only come out to get rid of Karen Jarrett?
Yeah.
Why did she slow motion crawl her way up the stage and he just you see how slow he was going? Who was
That's like classic horror movie though. They go in slow motion all the time.
It would have been if you want to do something like that, totally fine. Have a reveal. Maybe it's someone new. Maybe it's going to start up a feud. Maybe it's something.
Well, you do know they were doing that. It was advertisement for
I know.
the new game.
I know it was. I
Okay,
understand.
I didn't know if you saw that there was a game out or not.
Yeah, I understand what they were doing.
Okay.
But what I'm saying is you can still promote the game and have like whoever name a Brian Pillman Jr. take his mask off and hey, it's me and I'm joining you guys. I'm just naming a guy. I know he's fired or not.
Yeah, I was about to say, isn't he gone?
Yeah, okay, well fuck Chris, just I don't know. I can't name some loser jobber off the top of my head.
You can make it Lance Archer.
Yeah, there you go. It's Lance Archer.
And because he does it, he scares them off, and then so they agree to give him a title shot.
There you go.
It's been a while.
God. But honestly, if you would have made it an angle where someone revealed, that's fine. I would have been okay, cool. But you made it some random guy you hired from Halloween Horror Nights, like you said. And is he practicing for Hollow Scream? Like, what is he warming up? I don't understand what's happening. I know they tape ROH over there at Universal. I know and then they're the ROH job squad over there. These guys, so I guess he's part of the crew now. I mean, he works at Universal Orlando. They work at Universal Orlando. I mean, hey,
perfect.
whatever.
They got a new stable member.
God, it was awful. But let's not talk about that anymore.
I was just gonna say this ranks right up there when WWE did the zombie match that they did.
What was worse? Yeah, I remember that. Miz was in the zombie match, but which one was worse?
I don't know. They were both very bad.
How about this? What's the more? I tweeted this out. What's the most embarrassing moment for Jeff Jarrett? This match, Texas Chainsaw match, or the 2000 Bash at the Beach where he had to lay down for Hogan?
Probably that one. More people saw that, and they're going to remember that than this one.
And they just did that Dark Side of the Ring. I don't know if you watched Dark Side of the Ring, but that was a good episode.
Yes.
Did you watch that episode yet?
I think so.
It just came out like maybe a month ago.
I think so. I don't remember the last time I watched. It wasn't too long ago, and that would have been one that I would have watched. There's some of them that I skipped. The wrestlers, I don't really know who they are, but if it's someone I know who it is, I tend to watch it.
Yeah, you should watch that Bash to the Beach 2000 if you haven't. Dark Side streaming on demand on whatever. But yeah, just Jeff Jarrett. I like him. I really, I do. I think
Mhm.
I think there's a spot for Jeff Jarrett. I think there's a spot on this television show for Jeff Jarrett. I think he's over with the heat with the crowd. Like people don't want to see him, and it's hard to get heat on people these days because AEW fans in general are smart and they know they cheer the bad guys and they're in on the joke and they're in on it's fake and phony and it's just a show. We're all in on it. So Jeff Jarrett is a good person where he gets heat and we all boo him because we like him, even though we don't want him there, but we still get the heat. So this is a ridiculous spot for him. Ridiculous.
Do you
And Jeff,
do you think he defends his belt next week?
that belt against the Fiend. Against the Fiend versus Jeff Jarrett, they unify the titles.
There you go. I was like, what? I didn't even catch that until I saw it on Twitter that there was a belt. I'm like, when did that happen? Because I was so out of it for that match. I'm like, he got a belt?
Oh my goodness.
Did they announce it? Because you just watched it. Did they even announce that he got a belt, or did they just kind of throw it on him?
Taz goes, oh, look at that. He's got a belt with Leatherface on it. That's cute. That's what he said.
Didn't even catch that.
Like, okay,
so
Taz
bad.
and Excalibur and Tony Schiavone were out of it during that match as well. Taz just did not give a he just threw him over there. Oh wow, he's gonna throw him through the table, isn't he? Well, like that's pretty much what Taz was saying.
Yeah.
It was pretty bad. Okay, so we have a return of Eddie Kingston. He's back from Japan. He was competing in the G1 tournament over there. The climax, as they call it, I guess. I did not care for this run in at all. He's going to challenge the BCC in 3 mystery opponents in a Stadium Stampede match with the best friends, Chuck Taylor, Trent, Orange Cassidy, and Eddie Kingston, and the Death Triangle guys. The what's their faces? The guys that
Phoenix and Penta.
Yeah, those guys. I love those guys. Those guys are awesome.
Do you think maybe he's just a fill-in for Pac though?
No, but because Kingston's had beef with Claudio the whole time. This is a long
with
story.
Claudio, but I mean, I think maybe Pac was originally.
No, I think Kingston.
If they had plans,
maybe
match before, and then he got hurt. So then
Maybe.
they said, "Hey, we can pivot to Kingston. He's not doing anything, and he does have a little bit of a backstory with Claudio there."
I think Claudio was always going to feud with. I think Kingston was always going to be involved. I think the people that are getting thrown in are the best friends. They have no business being here. What is their purpose? I'm trying to figure that out still because we haven't really got an explanation.
They just need bodies because you got to have at least 5 to 6 people on a team for a Stadium Stampede match.
But has John Moxley or Wheeler Yuta or Claudio or anyone explained why they're beating the crap out of the best friends? Has anyone explained it? Do we know why?
I don't know why. If they have, I totally missed it too.
So like we complain because Brock Lesnar turns on Cody and we don't know why. We don't know why for 3 matches. We still don't know why. It's never been. The feud's over. We still don't know why Brock did it. But we all complain about it, yet we don't understand what's happening here. We don't have an explanation. They're just beating him up for no reason. We don't know why. I know why. It's because they deem them inferior and not real professional wrestlers, and that's what the BCC stands for. I get why, but we don't have Bryan Danielson on the mic talking about it, and that's why they're missing him, man. I'm missing him. He needs to be on this television show. I understand he's hurt, but damn.
Yeah,
they need
it'd be nice to see him out there for a little bit, just talking at least when he gets to a point that he can do that.
Yeah, the BCC seems so unimportant to me lately because of these feuds with nobodies. I mean, the Elite were big, but now you're going to these nobody, like a jobber group. It makes no sense.
Yeah.
Like, let's be honest, man. You like them. They're cool. They're entertaining. I like them on BT. I like their personalities, right? I like them as people. I like them, but I don't like their gimmicks, and I don't think they belong on the biggest show in the history of wrestling. They don't belong. They didn't earn a spot. Orange Cassidy did, but not they're too, they to be completely honest with you, they don't deserve a spot. They don't.
Yeah, I guess it just depends on how many spots are there, which this card is, I feel like it's getting bigger by the day now. But yeah, I wouldn't put them at the top of the card. I would have thought maybe they would have like an all-out match rather than an all-in match. But I feel like they're throwing a lot of people on all in. They're just trying to get everybody over there that they can.
It's just gonna be too much. At what point does it become too much? Because it's already 6-7 matches announced.
Yeah, and a lot of them are multi-person matches too, like a lot of people being thrown together.
Yeah, and we're gonna get to that now with Kenny Omega Adam Page and Kota Ibushi, who got zero react. That crowd was dead. Did you
Yeah.
notice that? They were dead. They didn't cheer for anything. They didn't pop for Kingston. Kingston got no reaction. Did you
Yeah,
notice
that's
that?
unusual. Yeah.
And that
He
was
usually
it
gets a really good
is.
pop.
He got none. I just watched it. Like he got zero reaction. And so did him announcing Coda. Page zero. Like nobody cares. And it's unfortunate and serious. Like I care. I want to see that match. I prefer something else rather than the trios match with Takeshita and why are the Bullet Club gold there? Can anyone explain that?
No explanation. Everyone's just there. They're just all excited to be there.
It just doesn't add up. It'd be maybe it would make more sense if it was Hangman and Kenny versus Takeshita and Osprey.
See, now that match I would like a lot better.
Yeah, and it would make sense because
Yes.
Kenny needs a friend, and that's part of the Don Callis family.
Yeah.
Jericho could have done something worse. Jericho could have done something. I don't know. I don't know what Jericho could have done. But now
All
he's
out.
stuck in a match. He was not going to miss Wembley.
Yeah.
Now
I
he's
know.
in a match with Will Ospreay, which is a lose-lose for everyone because now we got to waste one of the best wrestlers in the world against Jericho, and Jericho's just going to be there and ruin. Look, the biggest Jericho mark ever. I'm just done with him. I'm done with him.
Yeah.
I'm done. Did you
Yeah.
care about
I
the
did not want
promo?
to see him be in this match because, like you said, Osprey, I was really hoping would be in a very high profile match. Same thing with Kenny. And I don't know. Jericho in the spot just doesn't make sense. It's not what we want to see.
It's really not what we want to see. Nobody wants. It's what Jericho wants because it's Osprey, Wembley, right? It's a big deal.
Yeah.
But it's not. It's not a big deal anymore. And Chris needs to understand that he's not a big deal anymore. Yes, he will draw. Yes, he will come out and get a lot of people will still love him. But as far as what we want to see on our wrestling television, look, Ric Flair walks out right now. We're all cheering, but nobody wants to see him in the ring. And he's not that bad yet. Obviously, he's still a lot younger than Ric Flair. But you get my point.
Yep.
There was a time where we were young, Chris, me and you, when we were watching a Ric Flair, going, man, when's he gonna retire? Hogan, sat. These guys were like, wow, they're still here, and they're still on top. But yet we have Chris Jericho's trying to get there, and now Chris Jericho's at that spot where we're like, wow, he's still fucking there.
Yep.
There's people watching this television show that have never seen Jericho in his prime. It's true.
Yeah.
When I started
He's been
watching
around so
wrestling,
long.
Hogan was already in NWO. I missed his prime. I did. And it's the same kind of thing where people are just now watching wrestling maybe and they saw him. I mean, for the past 10 years, he wasn't in WWE.
Yeah.
It feels like, at least. I'm sure he's made appearances, yada, yada, but it feels like he hasn't been in WWE forever. So, I don't know. I'm so fucking tired of him. What do you think about I'm going to be in your group, but what's the picture? Come on, man. We got to see the picture. Why would Don bring a picture out? That seems like something he would do after his group beats the hell out of Jericho.
Yeah, exactly. Because they had to put some tension there. They had to do something. I guess he was trying to stay one step ahead of Jericho, I think was the angle. Like, oh, I'm going to invite you. I really want you to be there, but I know your ego's so big that you're going to turn me down. And so I'm going to already be one step ahead of you and have this picture out here. And I'm going to embarrass you. You're not going to get the last laugh on me. I'm going to get the last laugh on you. So you turn it down, and then I'm going to say, well, I knew all along you weren't going to join. So.
Okay. Stop. Not you. I'm not like, hey, stop. I'm like, I got to stop because when he accepts the offer, Cal's like, oh, yeah, woo, we're friends. Oh, don't worry about the picture. Wouldn't it have been more in Tony again? I'm so smart. Just listen. Wouldn't it have been better if Jericho comes out of the ring, Don Callis is there. Hey, Chris, before you answer, and then Jericho talks about how we're best friends and everyone just walked out on me, but you're still here. You're still here. Cal's like, oh yes, I'm still here for you, Chris. But before you give me your answer, I got you something. I want to show you something. I want to show you, right? Kind of like what Kevin Owens did with the list. Kind of like how it made sense. Kind of like how WWE made that make sense. And Jericho's like, you got me a gift, right? Everyone just left me. Now you're welcoming to your family and you're giving me a gift. Reveal the fucking picture. Jericho's like surprised. And then have Takeshita and Osprey behind him. Like they've already snuck up behind him. He doesn't know they're there. Boom. Throws his ass through the fucking picture. Beat him down. Done. Why can't we do something that makes sense rather than I'm Don Callis. I'm going to have this picture. And when you tell me no, I'm going to show you that I made this picture. The fuck?
Yeah, but I think because they wanted him to go with, I don't know. It would have made a lot more sense what you're saying. I don't
The
know.
fuck?
I can't even defend
like,
it.
you told me no? Well, look at this fucking picture. And Jericho would be like, like, what do you expect?
Yeah, like, oh, I don't really care because I already told you no. That's just the only logic I could come up with. I'm trying to make it make sense. That's the best I can do.
What is happening back there? Somebody's got like, are kids writing the show?
I don't know, man. It's just probably a lot of different people throwing in different. I feel like almost at this point, like maybe there used to be a couple of people kind of putting the show together, finalizing it. And I wonder now if there's just a lot of people all throwing in their input, and that's why it just feels all over the place now. Like there's too many people giving out suggestions, and it's like, yeah, we'll do that and we'll do that. But there's no continuity right now. Like it's just kind of all over the place.
Right. Yes, you're right. I can feel that too. When you have so many directors on one movie or whatever, it does seem kind of, there needs to be one boss. And we're gonna get off of Dynamite and we're gonna pivot over to CM Punk the rest of the show because we can talk about that for hours. There's so much to uncover. I sent you the video of him trashing Paige, and then it was like an avalanche of just CM Punk news after CM Punk news after CM Punk news. So one thing I want to add before we move off of Dynamite and go into CM Punk. Did you see the introduction of a new character that we've never seen before on Dynamite?
Are you referring to Sting?
No, that's old character. That's from TNA.
Okay, well, I didn't know if you meant new as in new to AEW.
Oh, he's new to AEW. We've never seen this character before on television.
Yeah.
It's
Who are you talking about then? Because that's what I thought you were talking about.
Tony Khan.
Oh,
he's been Tony.
yes.
He's been Tony Khan, as in I'm making announcements as president. He is. That was an on-air character. That wasn't Tony Khan like he was, of course, but that was Tony Khan 2 times, 3 times himself because of his wrestling personality. You see that? That's it. I told you, Chris. He was gonna try to be
I remember. I was gonna say that's exactly what I thought when I saw this. I said Josh called this months ago. He is slowly inching towards becoming an on-screen personality.
Yeah,
and
he wants to be
here.
So. He's such a mark. He loves right. Hey, I don't blame you, Tony. I would be too. Like I would be if I was the owner of a company. Hell yeah, I'd already be on TV. So
the ultimate heel too.
I'm just curious.
You would out Vince.
I'm just curious to see where this goes, how this goes. Do we see more of this subtly? Because it's been a while since we had a heel authority figure in any kind of wrestling. It's been a while. And I like that. People don't like it. They say it's played out, too 90s, too attitude era. I actually enjoy it. I think it's fun to always have an obstacle for your babyface to overcome. And since we haven't had an authority figure, period, in AEW, I wouldn't mind seeing Tony. Not like Vince, but like how Regal was used in NXT once in a while. Not like how Vince was.
Do you think that they can pull it off? What's your confidence scale on 1 to 10 that if they do it, that they're going to do it right, or at least somewhat right? Where were we at?
I give them a 2.
No.
Because I think that he'll fail. And I can just tell. I can see it now. Tony Khan's in the ring, John Moxley, like telling him off. And then right before Moxley like gives him the paradigm shift, like Tony fucking smiles because he's such a fucking mark. He knows he's about to take the coolest fucking move in wrestling. I don't know, man. I just don't. It's coming, guys. It's coming.
It's not coming. It's here. As of last night, in that wild episode, it is here.
Do you think last thing on this? Do you think that he he was saying those things like MJF, you can't be doing that stuff, or do you think that was them mouth like doing an impression because it sounded like an impersonation of Tony Khan? Did you hear
I
that?
thought it was. I thought it was him.
I
It's
thought it
just
was an
him.
impersonation of Tony.
I thought it was him. Just him screaming and getting like all excited, like, "Oh, this is my spot now!" And he gets to scream and everything. Because it did sound a little off, but I just figured that was the excitement in his voice.
Comes out, puts his glasses on, like what a fucking nerd. Good for him. Good for I like I said, I would do the same thing. Okay. All right. So now we're here to the serious part where CM Punk's a piece of shit and we wish he was gone. Or do we? Or do we? Because there's two sides to this, and I can see both sides. And I know it's very hard for you to. I see your eyes. I see them. I see both sides.
Tell
I
me
do.
the other side.
The other side of what? Of CM Punk side?
Yes.
Okay.
You said
So
there's two sides. Let's hear
there
it.
is. So I cannot explain sending Christopher Daniels home. He is a boss. He is a management. You cannot send him home. That's one. That's one thing I will not defend, and I can't defend. It's like me going to at my job and going, you know what? I don't like that soup over there. Get him out. What the fuck? Like, no, he's a supervisor. He's a manager. Fuck you, CM Punk. Okay, Ryan Nemeth. I don't know Ryan Nemeth obviously personally. Don't watch him wrestle because he's never on TV. I watch him on Being the Elite every week, and I think he's funny. I think he's hilarious. I think he's someone that would be a friend of mine because we share common interests, at least what I see on TV in his comedy style and his humor. I actually like Ryan Nemeth. I follow him on Twitter. I think he's great. I love him. If he went to do comedy full time, I would watch him. He's Dolph Ziggler's brother. If nobody knows, he tweeted. I don't have the tweets in front of me. I'm just turning the air on because it's fucking hot over here. He tweeted after CM Punk's return to Collision, softest man on the planet. Or softest wrestler on the planet, whatever he said. Softest man, I think, on the planet. That was right after CM Punk's first promo back. CM Punk confronted him, pretty much told him, like, hey, blah, 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 blah. Got really, really aggressive, apparently, reports. You probably read the reports as well.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And they shook hands. It was done. Now, CM Punk, Ryan Nemeth was sent over to do a spot in Collision, and CM Punk had him gone, kicked him out, pretty much. CM Punk's a leader of that locker room, whether you like it or not. There's no drama going on over there, as far as we can see. There's not, Chris. Where's the drama over there? Hold on. Where's all the drama coming out lately? Before this, it was DMD. It was women's wrestling. It was. That's all on Dynamite. What else do we see on Dynamite? More drama. What do we see on Collision? Not much. Nothing much gets out because it's mainly CM Punk's guys. All right, it's mainly CM Punk's guys. So Ryan Nemeth shows up to work and CM Punk's like, nah, get him out of here. He talks shit. I don't need negativity in my locker room right now. I get it. I understand that. This guy's a nobody. He's calling me out. I'm like a world champion. I'm a top guy. What would happen in WWE if some fucking loser NXT guy who's not even on NXT TV fucking called out Roman Reigns, called him the soft? What do you think would happen? He'd be fired immediately.
Yeah.
Immediately. He'd be fired. Mm-hmm. Ryan Nemeth is on that level, and CM Punk is on Roman, not Roman Reigns level anymore, but he's up there, right?
Yeah. No, I get what you mean. I get the analogy there.
So I totally get why. Okay, get this negative guy out of my locker room. We don't need drama. And Tony Khan was probably like, you know what? If you guys are gonna have problems, okay, Ryan, get the fuck out of here because you shouldn't have said that shit anyway. Okay, I get that. If you agree with me, you do. If you don't, you don't. I don't care. That's just the way it is. That's the way I see it. I don't agree with how CM Punk can make those calls. It should be Tony Khan, but that's another topic. That's the wrong part. And then who else did he? Hangman Page. That came out to be false. He didn't tell Page to go somewhere else. Page being redirected for that. What we saw on Dynamite was not Punk. It was not Punk. That came out. So,
but didn't he cut a promo after Collision or something last week?
Yes, I'm going to get to that.
Okay.
Now the thing after Collision, apparently there was a fan or somebody with a sign or somebody was heckling Punk about Page. Apparently. And that's when CM Punk bit back at the fan. Oh, really? This is why. And he went on the whole spiel of like, now I know why they call him Hangman over here in the Carolinas, because his action figures are hanging on the pegs at the Target or whatever. Not me. I sell merch. I sell toys. I pop ratings. Yada, yada, yada. Very uncalled for. Now, was he playing to the crowd, or was he just shooting hips and whatever? Were we this mad when the first match the Elite came back? They were biting fucking arms and they were botching these little moves on. Were we mad or were we laughing? So why is it okay for our side, which I am saying I love the Elite more than Punk? Why is it okay for us to laugh and have fun and make fun of Punk all we want? And then Punk can't even say one fucking thing off air. That was on national TV. Punk did this after the show to only the fans in North Carolina. No one else was meant to see that. Of course, their cell phones, of course. But the Elite EVPs did that on national TV. What's the difference?
I thought it was a terrible decision when they did it, though.
But we laughed.
I was laughing at how ridiculous it was, but more like laughing at them, but not with them. Not like, oh man, you really got them there, but like, really, like this is what we're doing. Like, can't we move on? You should be holding yourself to the highest standard if you are an EVP, not dropping down to this level. It was so petty. I didn't defend that. There's no way that was bad. But I think the thing of it is just why is there always drama around him? I get what you're saying with Ryan Nemeth, but it's a thing like if the whole locker room or a good majority of the locker room has an issue with him, yeah, his small circle of people there, they're all cool with each other. But it's a thing if how come until he got there, like we didn't really hear any of this stuff? Remember, like everyone was so happy-go-lucky, just happy to be here. Everyone's cool with everyone. And then Punk got there, got settled in, and then I feel like it's been nothing but drama. I feel like all the drama kind of leveled out a bit. And then Collision gets announced, Chicago, now Punk's back, and now all the drama's back. Some people just, it follows them for a reason. I don't think it's coincidence. You know what I mean? And so I don't know. If I see him in a match, a lot of times I'm not even watching anymore. If he's main event on Collision, I usually just turn it off.
I watched Collision last week up until the CM Punk match. Not because I just don't have any interest in him coming back.
Yep.
I am on your like guys, listen, if it was up to the Elite or CM Punk, I'm taking the Elite every day just because I think they're more entertaining and they're in their prime and they're more fun.
Yeah.
And like you said, there's drama that always follows Punk. Now that's his attitude. That's his attitude. Some people are just blunt. Some people just tell you how they're feeling. And then you said, hey, well, there was no drama before. Yeah, there was. Miro was there and Miro disappeared. And Lana, his wife, CJ Perry, came out and was like, oh, Tony has his favorites. That was before all this. So right then and there, that was the number one thing that like rose my eyebrow. Like, what? You just signed Miro to this big deal. You made him a big deal. You made him AEW TNT champion. You put him in this great program with everyone else, and he cut these great promos. And all of a sudden, he's off TV, and his wife is saying, "Oh, Tony Khan plays favorites, and he's not his favorite." That right there, number one red flag. I'm like, "Oh wow, what's really happening back there?" And then the floodgates kind of Andrade, Sammy Guevara, Eddie Kingston. Like then all of a sudden, it was just boom, boom. Thunder Rosa, DMD, everyone has a problem now. Now,
Yeah.
what is it? What's the number one denominator there? Who is it? It's not CM Punk. It's not CM Punk. It's Tony Khan. Why do you think CM Punk acts the way he does? Because if I didn't discipline my son, right? What do you think he would do? He would do whatever he wants.
He's going wild. He'd be swinging off you right now or jumping off one of those things right now.
Now he's not because I lay down the law like a father should, right? Like everyone should. Now, if my boss, if I didn't answer any voicemails, or I didn't respond to any email, I didn't do anything. My boss didn't do anything. What do you think I would continue to do? So
nothing.
So when you after Brawl Out and he has this press conference and he talks shit about Adam Page, didn't do anything. He was gone. Hurt. We never heard the word suspended, right? We never heard. He was just hurt, right? Okay, he comes back. He cuts his promo that was approved, right? Good to go. But then he cuts his promo on After Collision that was aired or videotaped, and we didn't hear anything. Why was there nothing? Nothing was been done. No suspension. No nothing. no nothing. Like again, Tony Khan gets interviewed and asked about it. Like they literally asked him, no comment, no comment, no comment. What do you mean no comment? This is your biggest star, and he's literally doing what he wants because you won't do anything about it. He's sending home someone in upper management. Somebody in upper management is going home because of CM Punk. That to me is what's that show, the old Twilight Zone, where that boy has the special abilities and can do whatever he wants to his family, and he just can fucking. You've probably never seen it.
Not
Anyway,
that episode. Nope. I've seen
his,
Twilight Zone, but not that one.
it's his boy. He has a special ability. He can do whatever he wants with his mind, and he has his family locked. Like literally, they're his slaves because if they don't do what he says, he fucking kills them. And that's what CM Punk's doing right now. He's just doing whatever he wants because he can. And the girls are doing whatever they want because they can. And the elite are doing what they want. That's why the show seems so fucked up. Because you have one guy's Matt Hardy fucking losers over here doing their thing. Then you got the elite wanting to do their thing. Then you have CM Punk wanting to do his thing. And then it's all just one disaster.
Yeah.
And that's what it seems like was happening because Tony Khan, he wants to be a boss. He wants to be a CEO of a wrestling company. He just doesn't know how.
I mean, he just wants to be people's friends as part of it.
He wants to be one of the boys.
Like a friend first and a boss second.
Yeah, and he wants to be accepted, and this was his lifelong dream. You know, he if I was coaching a football team, do you think I'd be a good football coach? No. You know why? Because I'd be like, yo, what's up, Aaron? You know, me and Aaron Rodgers would be hanging out. Like if I was the coach of the Jets, it'd be the time of my life. But I'm not because I'm not qualified for it. Just because I have $1 billion doesn't mean I should go coach a football team.
Yeah.
Tony Khan needs help and he needs people to step in and go, no, this is not a good idea. No. When CM Punk is talking shit about one of your top baby faces, not even just some guy on the roster, one of your top baby faces, the guy who was there from day one, the guy who helped create this company, the guy who was in the best storyline of your fucking company's career history. You should have cut that mic in the grill. I said, you know what? Fuck. And CM Punk could have got all mad. Go, you're not talking shit about my guy. That's my top star. I pay Adam Page money to be a babyface, just like you're a babyface. And you cannot openly destroy his, slander him in front of all these people and all the people on the internet they're going to see. That's bad business. That's telling me as a fan, CM Punk hates Page. Well, I'm going to hate the top babyface on Dynamite too. Bad.
Yeah, that was a really bad situation. It's a lot of fallout to it.
Yeah. So, I mean, there is two sides to it. Not that every side's right, but I can understand where CM Punk is coming from because he feels attacked by the elite. And this is a fact. They won't talk to him. They won't agree to a match. They won't agree to do business. They won't agree to do anything. Where CM Punk is open to do it. And CM Punk has tried to reach out to Omega. The lawyers say, stop contacting my client. CM Punk has he had a meeting with Jericho. We all know which side Jericho's on, right? Jericho's on the elite side. That's why he's on Dynamite still.
No.
He had a meeting with Jericho, to try to clear things up. Everyone's trying to do something to clear things up, except for one side.
Yeah.
Except for one side, and it's the side we like. And that's the truth.
Yeah. I mean, neither side is without fault. I will say that, and I do acknowledge that. It's just, I feel like it's just been nothing but drama. And is it worth it? Is it worth the trade-off? Are you getting a good return on investment on this? Maybe you're getting some ratings for now, but once he's done, then what happens now? I hope the locker room recovers from it and everyone can stop. Like, I hate that there's such a thing. There's no thing. Yeah. Even if there was the thing before with Miro and he says that Tony's got his favorites or whatever. I don't like that are you Team Elite or Team Punk? Which side are you on? I don't like that there's sides. And that never existed before. But it does feel like that now. Like, you got FTR. They're definitely on one side. You got certain people definitely on the elite side. And I don't like that. I wish it could all be one. Because I would like to see people move freely, a little more freely from show to show. But it does feel like certain people are locked in to Collision and certain people are kind of locked into Dynamite right now.
Yeah, and I like what you said. Like, what at what cost, right? He's giving you ratings now, but not really. Collision ratings aren't that great.
Yeah,
It's a better show than Dynamite. It really
it
is.
is.
Um, but it's not because of Punk. To me, like Punk segments to me are zero because I don't care. To me, I'm there for the Bullet Club Gold. I'm there for FTR. Even though I didn't watch their match because CM Punk was involved. It's
Yep.
just I'm there for Malachi Black. I think he's great. Buddy Matthews, Andrade, fucking great. So there's guys there, top talent there that I watch. It's just at what point, we had this thing AEW. We had it. It was great. We all had fun with it, and all of a sudden, it's just like you said, downhill. And you could blame it on some things, right? You could blame it on Cody leaving. You could blame it on this and that. I think Cody leaving is the biggest reason why this company has been in the toilets for not toilets. They're doing great. They're doing good. But
They
as
just
in like
they haven't met their own high standards. It feels
it,
like,
it feels
you
like
know.
they were at a peak. They were peaking with Cody and their stories were great and
Yeah,
things were rolling and every match was a banger and every show was on you couldn't miss it. And then he leaves and the shows just aren't the same. You could say whatever you want. Cody was the heart of that company.
yeah,
And I truly believe now after watching it, after he's gone, almost 2 years now. Was it 2 years now? Gosh, it just seems like
yeah. It has
forever.
been.
And ever like he was the heartbeat of that company and it just died. People were thinking when the elite, if the elite didn't resign, the company's dead. No, it is dead without Cody.
Do you think there's any chance, getting a little off topic, do you think there's any chance he pops back up in AEW?
Cody?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
He's not he'll be back. It's the company he created.
Yeah.
I mean, he'll be back. And that's enough for CM Punk. I do want to get on one more topic before we get out of here. Edge, there's a possibility this is his last match in WWE this Friday night, tomorrow night against Sheamus of all people. Him and Sheamus are good buddies. It's not a that's nothing that we don't know. I've known that for a while. They're workout partners or travel partners. They're just really good friends, and that's why they're going to wrestle in Toronto. Apparently, Edge said a while ago that his last match will be in Toronto down the road. This is his last match on his contract. That's the truth. That's been confirmed. There's been a lot of talks of him going to AEW, showing up at All In. Do you see it happening ever? I will add that FTR has said that the opportunity to wrestle Christian and Edge are pretty good. Like the
I could
odds.
see it happening at some point. Yes. I would not be completely shocked if he showed up there. How long would he be there? I don't know. Would he want to try and work it out to where he could do a few matches and then again have his last match in Toronto? Or is that just going to be his last WWE match? You know? So I could see him popping up at some point and doing a small something. I don't think it would be a very big run.
I think. See, this is where people don't understand. I got into an argument with this guy who it actually ended well because he thought I was a WWE guy. So somebody put out a poll like, "Where do you think Edge is going to wrestle? Do you think Edge will wrestle in AEW or whatever?" And I said no. I said Christian will go back to WWE before Edge ever wrestles in AEW. And I still believe that. And people are like, well, FTR said this one guy. FTR said this. FTR said that. And I said, yeah, they can wrestle. Well, FTR to sign a new contract. There's no way. Well, here's the beautiful thing about AEW. Tony Khan allows people to go off and wrestle wherever they want. They can go to New Japan and wrestle in the G1
Yep.
Climax. They can go in the Tokyo Dome. Ding, ding, ding. FTR versus Edge and Christian in the Tokyo Dome. Wrestle Kingdom. That's where the match will be. Edge can't do that if he's contracted. Wrestle Kingdom's coming up again. That match will be set. I'm guaranteeing it. I'm promising it.
Guaranteeing it?
This is a spoiler, guys.
I was about to say it's not a guarantee, it's a spoiler, right?
And people and this guy who was trying to argue with me on Twitter who thought I was some WWE mark because he thinks I was standing for the W. Oh, of course, Edge will never go to AEW. No, that was not what I was trying to say, you morons. You people who think there's one side and the other. Look, I just like pro wrestling. And guess what? There's another company. And guess what? FTR and Edge and Christian can have a banger in Tokyo Dome. And that's going to happen. Guaranteed. Mark my words. That's where it's going. He's never going to wrestle in AEW because he won't sign a long-term contract. He could have one match in Wrestle Kingdom, boom, go back to WWE. But he can't go Wrestle Kingdom under contract to WWE. They won't let him.
Yeah.
It just won't. So
They
for him
don't.
to be able to go do that, he has to just let his contract expire. No non-compete because his contract expired. He can go wrestle wherever he wants.
Yeah.
So you're welcome, people. Think outside the box. There's no AEW and WWE only. There's so much more out there that we don't
There
even
is.
know.
I just could see Tony shelling out a bunch of money for him to make a little special appearance.
I think Edge cares more about his legacy than you know and I know. I think Edge, he loves WWE since the day he was he knew he wanted to be. He was he was there for WrestleMania 3, Hogan and Andre. He was there. It's well documented. It was right there. You saw the picture of him. Like
Yeah.
he's like kind of close to it. So he is a WWE guy through and throughout. He will never. I don't think he'll ever go to the other company. I don't think so. But I can see him wrestling in New Japan or New Japan, Tokyo Dome, Wrestle Kingdom, one match. Because that's how Jericho started. Jericho, true. He left WWE. He asked Vince, "Can I do this?" Vince is like, "You're gonna do it. You're gonna do it." He did it. He met Kenny Omega. The rest is history. Yep. So there is a chance because Jericho said himself he would never do it. He did it. So you never know. But I don't know, man. We'll see. That's going to be fun to see, I hope, one day.
Yeah.
Well, we're going to wrap it up. Is there any preseason games tonight? Are we watching preseason?
I don't know.
When do the Succaneers play?
Probably tomorrow night. They play a lot of Friday night games. Right now, it looks like we have Philadelphia over Cleveland 3-2.
All right. Safety. Let's go.
Looks like a baseball score.
That's all we got right now? Awesome.
Bucks and Jets Saturday night.
Let's go. Aaron Rodgers, baby. I doubt he plays.
Yeah, probably doesn't play.
All right, well, we're going to get out of here. Follow us on Twitter, Josh Kimmel OUS, RTW Chris on Twitter as well. Next week, we'll be talking about the preview show of All In. And Chris, I just want to let you know we're going to have a guest. I invited my friend Brett. He's good people. He loves AEW. He's part of the Fins Talk Sports Network. He hosts a bunch of Dolphin shows over there, and he's really into AEW. So, and he's a new wrestling fan. He started when we went to the Senior Bowl 2 years ago. I went with him, and he liked wrestling. He used to watch it, but he didn't really watch it. We watched AEW that night, and I think he's been watching ever since. So
nice.
I'd like to see his perspective on things. I know me and him DM about it a lot. We talk about wrestling a lot. So excited to get Brett on the show next week. So we'll have a third guest and talk about All In.
Sounds awesome.
Until next week, Chris, you got anything for us?
I just want to see the Texas Chainsaw Belt on a ladder match, please.
Thank you.